The stakes are too high for government to be a spectator sport.
It is possible. We can do it.
And everybody's going to be looking at her. What's this black person doing here in the Texas Senate? And a woman too?
More is required of public officials than slogans and handshakes and press releases. More is required. We must hold ourselves strictly accountable.
Some knew her as Congresswoman, some knew her as friend, family member, teacher, confidant. But there's no question in my mind today that all of us are here because of our love and respect for her.
And she said, I'm the youngest of 3 girls. And that's when I was hooked, because I thought, why was she Barbara Jordan and they were not Barbara Jordan?
A result of living 51 years as a black American, born in the South and determined to be heard by the majority community.
This little life, this little life.
Barbara Jordan was an American original and a national treasure, and she was my friend. I know that at some point I'm supposed to say that despite all the public acclaim, that Barbara was really just like everybody else. But that would be wrong.
People considered Barbara Jordan an American hero. She'd only been in public life for 12 years, from the late 60s to the late 70s, and yet until the end of her life in 1996, she showed up on all of the most admired lists of Americans. People considered her a hero. She was acclaimed. She was sought after. She received correspondence from people all over the country. And I was just interested in exploring the reasons why this woman, who had only served such a short time in the public eye, held on to American hearts and minds for so long.
And I am not going to sit here and be an idle spectator to the diminution, the subversion, the destruction of the Constitution.
In the grimmest days of Watergate, it was not only her voice and her intellect that defended the Constitution, it was her existence.
The nature of impeachment, a narrowly channeled exception to the separation of powers maxim.
Barbara Jordan played a very important role in American history during the 1974 hearings on Watergate.
We listened in 1974 when she said of the preamble to our Constitution, "We the people." It is a very eloquent beginning. But when the document was completed on the 17th of September in 1787, I was not included in that "we the people."
We call ourselves public servants, but I'll tell you this.
She had a debate coach at Texas Southern University who helped shape her and to teach her to enunciate her words and to use that powerful gift that she had that was natural, which was the tone and tenor of that voice and its bell-like tone, to use it for dramatic effect.
We, as public servants, must set an example for the rest of the nation.
The one thing that I shall never be able to forgive Tom for is inflicting on me a pattern of speech which I have not been able to eradicate.
We must provide the people with a vision of the future.
She explained it in such a way that people understood with her what the fundamental issues were, and she became, at that point in her life, almost an American teacher.
We must deliver.
She was a student who learned her lesson well.
If we say to the American people, it is time for you to be sacrificial.
So well that without my further tutelage, she catapulted into national eminence.
She was the first African-American woman elected to Congress from the South.
A distinguished woman of high ethical standing, recognized internationally for her achievements in a life dedicated to service.
Who took that jewel of a voice and carved it so that we could hear.
She did it in the incredible grace and good humor and dignity with which she bore her physical misfortunes. No matter what, there was always the dignity.
It was at this time, it was at this place, it was at this event 16 years ago. I presented a keynote address to the Democratic National Convention. I remind you, with modesty, I remind you that that year, 1976, we won the presidency.
I said, I'm being educated finally.
Why not?
I'm doing 16 years of remedial work in thinking.